Hey everybody, my name is Kiana. Thank you so much for joining me for Self Talks with me. These are conversations that we are having with ourselves, and the whole goal of this channel is to change dialogue that we're having with ourselves, because what you're thinking does matter. So today we're going to be talking about the top 3 reasons that you should stop doing the negative self-talk. So if you want to do that, then keep on watching. Reason number 1 is because it's damaging your life and the life of others around you, right? So this is my reason number 1, because I remember vividly of a moment where it's like I just can't seem to get myself together. I used to just sit on the couch and I would sit there for hours. I didn't really look at it as depression or anything like that, because I just thought that's how I was. What it was doing was bringing out everyone around me, because at some point, you know, you have no idea how I'm going to respond to you, so you don't even ask me anything at all, or you just avoid me at all costs. For me, my number 2 reason why it's very important that we stop the negative self-talks is that it's really literally hurting the people that are closest to you. People don't even realize exactly what it is that you're going through. They just know that it's something different about you. And unfortunately, until something happens, that's not something that you're going to be aware of, is that, hey, you know, I'm actually hurting the ones that are closest to me, because you don't see it that way. It becomes easier for you just to sit in it and chill out in that negativity. You know, take like something, usually a big old jolt would happen that would take me on a whole nother page, but that jolt would jolt me back into reality. It would like shake me up, and then I would get right? But in reality, what I was doing was I would get the jolt, and instead of taking it as a moment to make a new change and to make a new decision, I would take it and I would just think that everything was about to be all good now. And then I would just be okay, you know, like, oh, you know, it just rained, everything is okay. And I would go back to doing the same thing I was doing. And none of the changes that I was doing was actually sticking. But what I didn't realize was I was taking my family on this very same up and down roller coaster, alienating them from me. And instead of them being there and wanting to actually be a part of the solution, it was, I'm the problem and I have to avoid her is the solution. And I think that that's a dangerous place to be through it. Man, you just got to figure out how to get out of it, and how to rework it and make sure that you're not punishing those around you, because actually the ones that are around you during your toughest times are going to be the ones that are going to be there doing your happiest as well. So don't burn that. Don't make them make them run away, because when they're gone, there's no one else there for you. It's just them. Right, yo. So my number 3 reason is that you can't even see the positive even if you wanted to, right? So I remember that I had a whole lot of things that were going on at work. I had a whole lot of stuff that was going on at home as well, right? And one day it just all came to a head, and I was in the shower and I was just realizing, like, you know, like, how would we do it, you know? And what was crazy about it was, like, in the past, I wasn't able to be so comfortable with the thought. Like, in the past, it would be like distortion would happen and be like, you know, why don't we like it was speaking a little language or something, like it was crazy, like I couldn't understand it to begin with. The negative self-talks that I was having with myself ended up becoming a hopeful person in my mind that was ready to save me from myself. And all of a sudden, it was like, no matter how bad things were looking for me, it seemed like everything was looking up. And that negativity was telling me that I had finally figured out a solution to the problem. And so never is that ever going to be the solution to the problem. And I was like, it's so crazy, because if I was on camera, I could probably explain it to you a lot better. But it just really just blew me that I couldn't even see the positive even if I wanted to. If you've ever been in that situation, yo, please comment below and tell me how you all have been getting through with it, because you never know that those situations may actually help somebody else. which is why I'm sharing my story. The 3 things that I've done to work on that 3 things that I would definitely to suggest to you guys is, you know, for one, don't get comfortable with the thoughts. And I say that because the thing about once you become comfortable with the negativity, it has a way of drawing more negativity to you, right? But the thing is that once you become comfortable in it, anything else that's coming doesn't even matter, but it's just piling on. And what it starts to do is justify the dumb shit that you're probably doing to you. Isn't that crazy? But that's what happens. So the negativity or the subconscious or whatever you got going on is going on, and it's telling you that nothing else even matters, and no matter what it is, it's like the unknown is worse than what you're going through today. You start feeling like instead of it being one person with a bunch of negative thoughts and negative Nancy in your head, it becomes a part of you. It's almost like it takes over and you guys become one. And that is a dangerous place to be. One of my deepest struggles is with feeling deserving of happiness. I will self-sabotage situations just so I don't get hurt. I think that I'm protecting myself, but in reality, I am pushing away opportunities, which is a lot of times the more smaller of the fruit. I just felt completely undeserving of opportunities. So in my head, what I would hear is that there's always someone better than you. They were never gonna pick you anyway. You don't have the education that she or he has. You sit there and you just keep on being great at whatever mediocre thing that you're doing right now that doesn't even come close to matching your great. If any of this is resonating with you, like, please put it below. Like, what happens? Like, what's the best thing that ever happened to you when you decided to stop listening to the negativity and let it go? Don't get comfortable with the negative thoughts. Number 2, recognize that it isn't you talking, that it is your subconscious, your comfort zone telling you to stay there. So I recommend that you listen to the thoughts, and I recommend also that you write them down. Write down the opposite of what it is. You know, tell yourself, what have you done to make that a situation that is more positive? Like, what are you doing to combat that? And it's like the more and more you can come up with the positive, the more you can quiet the voice that is bringing up everything. Once you get used to hearing it and knowing that it's not you and that it's your subconscious like really trying to protect you, the voice gets smaller and smaller and it gets more quiet because you know how to tell it to shut up. And that takes me into like my number 3 is tell it why it's wrong. Like you're wrong because I worked hard for everything that I got. You're wrong because I studied, so I should have it. You're wrong because I know this is what I want to do with my life, so I know I need to go to school to take care of it. And then not only once you figure out that it's wrong, you gotta believe it, because those will be the exact same thoughts that keep coming back to plague you time and time again. So today we just talked about 3 reasons pretty much why you got to stop the negative thoughts, and then on top of that I gave you an additional 3 ways that I work on the situation. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead on and just close this out again and let you guys know to like, comment, share. Please subscribe to the channel. Give me ideas of what else you'd like to talk about. I have plenty, but I definitely want to hear from you. Alright, I'ma holla. Bye.